Hello and welcome to another video review. This is Jade Empire Special Edition for PC. When BioWare first said they were going to do an action RPG called Jade Empire, and I was, pumped about it, but then they said it was going to be only on Xbox, and I got really mad at that. They later released this version for PC. It's the Special Edition, which includes a couple of different martial arts styles in addition to the ones from the Xbox game. It's also got updated graphics and another number of other little smaller touches as well. Now, being that this is an original Xbox release and that it was ported to PC, you wouldn't expect the graphics to be, stellar or anything. They are really well done, though. The Jade Empire is supposed to be like a mix of China, Japan, other East Asian cultures, etc. So they did a really good job with making it appear that way. The only thing I would say is annoying is there's a few graphic glitches everywhere, but they're really barely noticeable except for like one particular instance where your arm becomes all shriveled up. But anyway, that's just a glitch and it's no big deal. But overall, the graphics presentation is really well done. The animations are nice and fluid. They actually give you a good sense for the martial arts involved, but they are a little bit simplified. And I'll get to that later when I get to the combat, but anyway. Now, the sound design and the music are really well done as well. The voice acting is actually pretty good. There's a few characters who just sound really stupid, but overall they did a really good job. You'll recognize a few voices here and there, and it's kind of amusing to listen to your player character though, because they have really awful voice acting at times. Now, every time you switch to a different martial arts style, you actually say the name of the martial arts style. And when you say that, it's perfectly fine. It doesn't, detract from anything. But then you have the thing where you can actually heal yourself using your chi, and that's basically your mana in this game. But you heal yourself, and if you're fully healed, you go, "I have been healed." And it just sounds really stupid. But other than that, it's got a really good sound and voice acting. The music was done by Jack Wall, and he did the soundtrack for Mass Effect as well, and it is a really well done soundtrack. Lots of atmospheric stuff, lots of epic stuff when epic stuff is needed. He's done a really good job with BioWare games overall, but Jade Empire is definitely a really good mark on his repertoire. Now, the gameplay is a little bit different from other action RPGs, and it does kind of confuse the player a little bit. Compared to other BioWare games, this is definitely not a very complex game. You have 3 stats, and each of them represents, your strength, your endurance, your mental status, and then of course your ability to focus and all that kind of stuff. And you only have 3 bars in the game as well. You have your health bar, your chi bar, and your focus bar. Focus bar is used to evade traps and for whenever you use a weapon. Chi bar is basically the mana, and then the health is just the health. And each of these bars does increase in size as you increase your stats. And the inventory is weird in this game. It doesn't have items that you can just put on your person, like armor or weapons, because when you get a weapon, it replaces the one you previously had automatically. And this is a little weird because the weapon style, if you choose to do a different weapon style, you still got all your points in that old weapon style, and it's just like, let's just, completely screw up our entire game by switching to a different weapon in the middle of it. But anyway, the martial arts styles also have their own leveling up ability. You can choose to update, like for I chose the style Legendary Strike on my first playthrough. And it was basically a typical martial art. You just, like, kick 3 times, basically, when you attack. And that's a weird thing. You have your normal attack for the left mouse button and the power attack for the right mouse button. The only time you would use a power attack is to break through an enemy's defense, because that's all it really does. It's too slow to actually use. You also get chi strikes if you have put points into that particular part of your style, which increases the damage, but at the cost of lowering your chi with each successive strike. You also get styles where you can transform into other creatures, like a Jade Golem or something like that. You get special support styles, which do things like there's the Spirit Thief, which steals enemies' chi at the cost of doing practically no damage. There's like the Heavenly Wave, which slows people. Paralyzing Palm, that's pretty self-explanatory. Stuff like that. But there's a really cool mix of styles that you can, chain together. And that's a pretty cool thing. It's like a harmonious combo or something like that. I can't remember the exact name of it. But I never managed to pull one off because I never really needed to. That's the big problem with this game. It is way too easy. That is, you wouldn't expect it to be that way. It's BioWare. Their games are challenging. They're never too difficult, but they're always challenging. This game, I plowed through it a day and a half after I got it. And that was through playing it for maybe 15 hours total. That's really not that big of a deal. Mass Effect is a little bit longer than that, but it's more challenging because the combat is actually kind of hard. This game, it's just really easy because the AI is basically retarded. All they do is a very predictable pattern. They'll attack for a bit, then they'll defend. You break through the defense, you plow through them again, and you're done. And, that gets to be a little tedious, but the gameplay is still decently fun. It's not that, they decided to mess up the gameplay and say, oh, we're going to make this way too easy. I think it's from making it for the Xbox. And there's another problem. The controls in this game are just weird. You would expect to be able to use the mouse. Well, you can't. I mean, it works, but there's no cursor. And you basically have to navigate everything by the keyboard, and that does get really annoying, to be honest with you. So, it's not that it's bad by any means. It's just, it's really difficult to adjust to using a keyboard again after all these years. I'm used to using it for like old games like Doom or something like that, but not in a modern game where you'd expect to be able to use the mouse. I mean, it's weird because, like, I go into the map and I'll move the mouse around and I'll actually be able to highlight different things, but I never see where it's going because there's no cursor. But anyway, the gameplay, typical action RPG. You go through the story, which it's okay. It's a very, very cliched storyline, but it's not bad. It works. The characters are really well done. They each have their own problems, their own personalities, etc. Some of them are really just stereotypical, but no big deal. The gameplay consists mostly of just running from point A to point B and, doing your quests, doing the thing you expect, trying to progress the storyline. And if you just go through the entire storyline, really quickly, I'd say it's probably maybe 10 hours. Maybe. It's a really short game, and you kind of expect that from a Xbox title because they have a really short attention span. But still, that's kind of inexcusable for an RPG developed by BioWare. You'd expect them to be decently long. But overall, I'd say the game is good. It is definitely not the best BioWare game I've played, and it's definitely not the best action RPG I've played. But it's a fun game. It's got its problems, but it's still good. And considering I picked it up for $3.75 on Steam's sale, it's something like $20 I think on there now. But other than that, it's a fun game. I recommend it to BioWare fans if they're going to, try it out and stuff. I give it a 3.5 out of 5, and thanks for watching.